Hey bro, peoples, this is Sonic732 and welcome back to another Impressions video. Now yeah, I know it's been a while since I made one of them, and I should have honestly made one for Batman Arkham Knight and Splatoon, but the excuse I have right now is that I did not have enough time. So that's why I kind of missed those two games, but either way though, probably my opinions don't even matter anymore. But either way though, today on Impressions, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be looking at the newest One Piece game, One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. Now you might be wondering why I didn't Let's Play the game, because you know, I Let's Play Pirate Warriors 1 and 2, so it'd kind of be obvious if I Let's Play 3, but I'm pretty sure this review would stress why I did not do a Let's Play of it, and I'm doing an impression video instead. So either way though, let me just start this impression by saying, you know, this game is really good. It's pretty good. You know, if you play a Dynasty Warriors game, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into, but for what it's worth, this is actually a pretty good game. So before I get explain that, let me explain the story. So the story of this game follows what Pirate Warriors 1 did, where it does a sort of retelling of the One Piece story up until actually we're up to right now in the manga. So while Pirate Warriors 1 ended right where, you know, Luffy beats the other shit out of the pacifistas, and you know he goes to Seaman Island. I forgot what it was called. It's been a while since I've watched since I've looked up that place. But Fishman Island, that's what it was called. But yeah, while Pirate Warriors 1 ended there, Pirate Warriors 3 actually ends up where we're currently going in the manga right now, the Dressrosa arc, which I believe is ending, or it ended right now in the manga, but I'm not entirely sure. Either way though, I know that Dressrosa arc is currently wrapping up right now. But anyway, so Pirate Warriors 3 ends right there in Dressrosa, and it has a different ending than when it does in the manga, because it came out before the ending of the manga series. So yeah. So it ends in Dressrosa arc, so it definitely goes further than where Pirate Warriors 1 ended. It, goes further than Pirate Warriors 2 when the story wasn't even, One Piece canon. But yeah. So yeah, so the story is honestly the definitive way you're getting a retelling of the One Piece story. So while Pirate Warriors 1 left out some key moments like, Skypiea and Thriller Bark, Pirate Warriors 3 adds in those places, and also, it tells a lot more than what Pirate Warriors 1 did. So, it also adds, like, Bellamy's fight, which was a really cool touch. It has the Logtown arc where, Luffy's about to get executed, but then we see his dad for the first time. But, yeah, we don't see Monkey D. Dragon in this game. It also, it adds in a few more parts. It also adds in the full, what was that, Punk Hazard arc, Dressrosa. So, yeah, it adds in a lot more places. But honestly, one problem that I have with this game story, and this is honestly something a lot of people noticed in the trailers, and I noticed it too, especially when playing Pirate Warriors 1, is that they reuse a lot. I mean a lot of the cutscenes from Pirate Warriors 1. And it's really jarring, because, the new cutscenes they have for this game are actually really good. But then when you see the cutscenes from Pirate Warriors 1 play out again, like there was a cutscene in Orange Town where it showed exactly the same thing as in Pirate Warriors 1. Like, Orange Town is the place where you first fight Buggy, which I believe was the first stage in Pirate Warriors 1 minus the prologue. So you start in Orange Town. At the ending, when you beat Buggy, you know how, like, Luffy Gunga bazookas him, Nami wraps up his body, and then ends up with the bazooka. They showed the exact same cutscene as they did in Pirate Warriors 1, and that was really lazy. And what was even more lazier is that in Pirate Warriors 1, in certain cutscenes, there was actually QuickTime events where you had to mash the square button, and depending on how fast you mash it, it depends your rating, and then yeah. But when those sections come up, there's about 2 seconds where Luffy just pauses, and he's just standing there screaming like that. They left those 2-second pauses in the cutscenes in Pirate Warriors 3. And with no QuickTime events, it looks so awkward. It looks like he's just standing there screaming like, ah! It's so weird. So that was honestly one lazy part that Tecmo Koei did on their parts, not redoing all the cutscenes where, they just took out the 2-second pauses of him just screaming. They got rid of all the traces that, yes, there were QuickTime events in those cutscenes, so, that was really lazy on their part. But yeah, I mean, throughout the entire game, if you play Pirate Warriors 1, you will know when they reuse those cutscenes. It's really, really jarring. And like I said before, the new cutscenes are actually pretty good. But one problem I do have with the new cutscenes is that, I should say this isn't really a cutscene, it's more like a personal, an issue. It's more of a personal gripe that, okay, so, yesterday I actually finished the Logtown arc. So, I finished the stage where, Luffy the Straws go to Logtown, and they encounter Smoker and Tashigi for the first time. And, the scene of the anime where Zoro and Tashigi are fighting, and Zoro doesn't want to kill her because he reminds her of, no, she reminds him of, the girl from his past. I think her name was Kuina. I kind of really forgot. But yeah, so while that scene was kind of, you know, emotional in the anime, in the game, that scene plays off as a comedy bit. Like, you know, they have like the music, they have like the it really kind of just like killed the mood, because, you know, I thought that scene was kind of emotional in the show, but apparently the game treats it as a kind of a comedy bit, which it doesn't really make sense to me, because it's like Zoro's past is haunting him. I'm not sure that's supposed to be funny, but if the game wants to make it a comedy bit, then, you know, okay. But, you know, I'm pretty sure me and a lot of other fans kind of just got, like, confused. Like, you know, it was kind of emotional. But either way, though. So, you know, I hope they don't really do any more in the game. But, yeah, I actually didn't beat the game yet. So this is more like a really first impression video. I should probably state that in the beginning of the video. Right now, I'm currently up to Skypiea. So, yeah. So, either way, though. So, that's essentially the story in Naruto. So, you know, it's a retelling of the One Piece story up into Warrior Up to in the manga. And for the most part, it's pretty good. You know, they add in a lot of stuff they missed in Pirate Warriors 1. Add more characters, more dialogue, and yeah, it's actually really well presented. So, that's enough of the story. So next, time to get into the gameplay. So, if you play a Pirate Warriors game, then One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. No, if you play a Pirate Warriors game or a Dynasty Warriors game or any game in the Warrior series, honestly, Pirate Warriors 3 isn't much to talk about. You know, it's high action. You have your squares as the basic attacks, triangle as the more heavy attacks. You combine square and triangle as you level up. You can level up. Yeah, it's essentially in a nutshell. You know, hordes of enemies. There's the base and territory system as in the other Warriors series games. So that's essentially it in a nutshell. But Pirate Warriors 3 does add something new that, you know, other games haven't done. So while Pirate Warriors 2 had the style system where, you know, certain characters like Luffy, Zoro, the Vice Admirals could use Haki, and other characters, you know, just get a buff in their stats, Pirate Warriors 3 has this thing called the Kizuna, I believe it's called the Kizuna attacks, where basically on next to your health there's a meter. So as you kill more enemies, depending on how you kill them, your meter fills up, and when your meter builds up, you could unleash a rush attack, where basically you and your supporting character, say for example Zoro, you two team up, and as you beat enemies with their combos, depending on what button you press at the end of that combo could trigger a different attack. So before you unleash your Kizuna attack, you're building up your meter. When I believe you reach up to the second bar of the 3-bar meter, depending on what button you press at the end of your combos, your supporting character, for my example Zoro, will come out and do a different attack. So so say I use a triangle attack, you know, the basic combo. If I press triangle after the third triangle attack, Zoro will come out and do another attack, which will get rid of more enemies. But when you unleash your Kizuna attack, Zoro, if you do a basic triangle attack, the fourth triangle you press, Zoro will come out and do a full leg combo, which will decimate almost everyone. And if you press circle right before your meter is about to end, you unleash Kizuna's special attack, which utterly decimates everything. I almost fell back on my chair. Everything on the screen. It is so satisfyingly amazing. It's just, but I do have an issue with that, and this is honestly a technical issue, which I will get into later. But I'll actually say it now. But with the Kizuna attacks, there is actually a lot of stuff happening on screen, especially when, okay, so I should probably mention this before, but you could also build, you could have more than one supporting character. So say, for example, you have Zoro, Sanji, Chopper, and Nami as your supporting characters. You could individually build up each of their meters by pressing up and down the D-pad. But if you have all their meters filled and you use the King character, which I believe, like, if certain characters will actually get the ability to like, you know, if you press RT is what you use to activate the Kizuna attacks. If you press R2 on the King character, multiple characters, all your other supporting characters will actually join in if you have their meters built up. So, say for example, I have all 4 of their meters built up, and Zoro's the King character, and I press R2 to activate the Kizuna rush attack. If all the characters, if you end one combo, and you press the triangle or square depending on what your combo is, all 4 of those characters will jump in and each do their own combos. But that is so much, like, action going on the screen that sometimes the frame rate drops to unbelievable, like, numbers. Like, I think it went, like, there was actually one time when I was going through the store, I think this was actually in Skypiea. I failed that mission, by the way, but but I activated my Kizuna attack, and I had all 4 characters, you know, built up. And I did that, and I unleashed a combo. And when I pressed triangle at the end, all 4 characters jumped out, and their attacks destroyed everyone, including the frame rate. And it was going to like single digits. Like I could barely even move or like turn around my camera. The frame rate could get that bad. But I mean, then again, it's kind of it's an issue that I can understand why, because you know there's a lot of stuff happening. But this is next gen. This is PS4 we're talking about. This could easily handle all 4 characters doing their own thing. And what's it called? Even with Pirate Warriors 1 and 2 and the other Dynasty Warriors games, I don't think Hyrule Warriors had this much slowdown. But even then, those other Warriors series games, they had this much stuff happening. How come they didn't slow down? But you know, with Pirate Warriors 3, when you do those Casino Rush attacks with all 4 characters, the frame rate shits the bed, and it is not good. But okay, besides that technical hiccup, you know, other than that, the gameplay is solid. It's fun. It's what every Warriors game has been like. But yeah, other than that, then on the graphics is pretty nice. Except you know, you know when they reuse a cutscene from Pirate Warriors 1 because the quality takes a slight hit. But you know, it's not that bad. Other than that, the models are sharp. And one thing that honestly I don't really know why I did to the models is that if you say watch an anime like Attack on Titan, you know how like the characters have like those black outlines around them. Yeah, the characters in this game, whenever they do like a special attack and they show like a close up of the characters, you know, they have those black outlines, which you know is okay because you know there's a lot of enemies, so you know your character might get lost. But then again, when you're playing a character like Luffy, I'm pretty sure you know who is Luffy. But yeah, but other than that, the character models are good. The new cutscenes they added for this game are also really good. But you know, like I said before, the cutscenes from Pirate Warriors 1 do take a little hidden quality, but it's not that bad. The character roster is actually really huge. You know, I believe this is the hugest roster in Pirate Warriors history. They added so many characters from One Piece's history that you know it's essentially it's fan service. You know, they add so many characters. They add characters like they had the Straw Hats. They had Law. I don't know why they didn't add Kid, because I think Kid's actually a really cool character. They had some of the Marines like Smoker, Tashigi, Garp, blah 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 blah. You guys know all the characters basically. And yeah, they added new characters like Bellamy, Sabo. Who else? I can't really think of any more new characters, but you know, just take my word for it. They have a lot of characters, more than Pirate Warriors 1. Definitely more than Pirate Warriors 1 and more than Pirate Warriors 2, even though Pirate Warriors 2 had a huge cast of characters. But yeah, other than that, and technically the game is good. It is really good. I got it on PS4, but you can also get it on PS3 and PS Vita, even though I don't really know why you would get it on PS3 and definitely a PS Vita, because no one really owns that. And I'm probably getting a lot of hate comments in the down the comments saying that I hate the Vita. I don't hate the Vita, but I just don't really find a use for it. But either way though, but you know, I got mine on PS4. Technically it's good. And yeah, but also I should also get into the other modes. So yeah, there's also free log where what's it called? You could go into each chapter with whoever character and do whatever you want. There's the adventure log or story log, main story. There's actually dream log, I think it's called, where it's almost like, okay, this is actually gonna get if you ever played Dissidia, Final Fantasy, Dissidia 12, you know how like there's a checkerboard thing where like you know you're able to move from like wherever you want on like a checkerboard kind of like layout. It's almost similar to Dreamlog in this game, where you know you could choose any character you want, and you have to go through island, but it's kind of like a linear path so far. But you go through island, and on each island there's a specific challenge where it's like, you know, take out this enemy or take out that enemy. Like, you know, for me, I didn't really do a lot in Dreamlog. Like, you know, I've mostly been focusing on the story. But so far what I do, I'm playing as Luffy. So for my first mission, I have to take out Hody Jones, which is actually a new character from the New World Saga so far. But yeah, Hody Jones is in the game. Then for the next one, I have to take out, I believe, what was her name? Monet from well, she's also a new character from the Punk Hazard arc. But yeah, and so far next I have to fight Ace. But yeah, it's almost like that. Also, I should have mentioned, yeah, there's also more collectibles in the game. So you know, you have the coins, the skills. You could use you could earn Belly to buy some stuff. And yeah, I should also say Belly is really easy to come by in this game. Like when you activate your Casino Rush attacks, every time you kill an enemy, you get a little bit of Belly. And when there's a humongous horde of enemies and you activate your Kizuna attacks, you could get a lot of Belly from that. It is unbelievable. But also, there's also the legend map, I think it's called, where basically there's certain requirements for each stage, and as you complete those certain requirements, you get a picture. you get a piece of a picture, and when you complete all the requirements, a full picture is shown. I haven't been really bothered to do that, but honestly, with the way I'm playing, I'm earning a lot of those picture pieces like really fast. Like for example, one of the pieces could be like get an S rank on kills or get an S rank on time or whatever. And yeah, it's pretty easy to get those if you play like the way I do. But yeah, other than that, Pirate Warriors 3 it's a really good game. You know, it takes what Pirate Warriors 1 and 2 did. It adds those minor tweaks, but it still has the same fun, rip-roaring, beat the crap out of everything gameplay. I got it on PS4, but like I said before, it's also available on PS3 and PS Vita. If you're a fan of One Piece and a fan of the Warrior series, then I really recommend checking this out. If you want to get into One Piece but think the anime is too threatening because of the 700 plus episodes, Jesus Christ, and the series already, then I really recommend playing Pirate Warriors 3 because, you know, it's basically the gist of everything that happened in One Piece up to this point. But most of the character development is taken out, so which is why I really recommend watching the show. And you know, but yeah, if you're a fan of action games, I really recommend picking this up. But other than that, this is basically an impression video of Pirate Warriors 3. Good game overall, but those technical issues and reusing some of the cutscenes from Pirate Warriors 1, lazy Tecmo Koei. But yeah, you know, if they ever make a Pirate Warriors 4, which honestly, if they do, I don't know what else they could do because, yeah, if they're gonna make a Pirate Warriors 4, do it when the series ends. So you know we could have a big ass story, a big ass cast of characters, and a big ass game. But yeah, either way though, so if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, do what you want. And thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with my constant stuttering for this video. So yeah, peace out, peoples, and bye bye.